we're in a Grand Design today, and y'all have actually answered the call. We're answering the call for customers bringing you the best deals before things get hot, both in the market and temperature-wise. But we're in a brand new floor plan. This is the 2023 Grand Design Imagine XLS 25 BHE. And for those of you familiar and you reached out, and Hunter, we love the 22 MLE, we love having a Murphy bed, but hey, we need a place where everybody's comfortable, and we need to bring along enough people to sleep, or we need to have enough sleeping space for the kids when we bring them along. That's this floor plan. For so long, the XLS line has only had corner bunks or non-slide options, but y'all have expanded. Now we have a separate bunk room, right?
Yeah, to Hunter's point, the 22 MLE is arguably our most successful XLS lineup, so if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So we took that same floor plan and essentially, we'll show you, but added a quad bunk in the back to really just expand your capabilities.
In terms of touching on the RV Hunter scouting report, so to speak, the actual specs on this unit of the 25 BHE, we're just shy of 30 feet, which is awesome. You're not restricted at any state or national parks across the country in that sub 30 foot segment, and this comes just a smidge under 29 feet 11 inches. You're talking 6,400 pounds as it sits, 7,400 pounds gross, fully loaded, and then you have 43 gallons of fresh water, 45 gray, and 37 black, with right about an 800 pound hitch weight, but still very SUV and half-ton towable for those of you out there not wanting to make the jump to a diesel truck, need enough sleeping space and enough comfort, creature comforts whenever you go out places. But let's just jump right into the floor plan now that we've kind of given you the specs. We're in these awesome, they're almost wall huggers. They go fully...
They do go pretty much all the way
back, and massaging and heated as well. But Grand Design taking more user feedback. Other Thomas Paine recliners, it used to be for years, as long as I've been doing it, your hand barely brushes over here, you set your drink down, the massage and heat function would turn on. Not anymore. They're actual push buttons, have a neat little light on them, and also a USB port. And cup holders and a little storage underneath, but also this high traction vinyl. This Thomas Paine and the upholstery in these have been darkened up a little bit, but I like it. It's really going to stay more durable, I think, long term. But while we're talking about the seating arrangement, I have another really nice seating arrangement over here with the cup holders, whole flip over bed. Now, if you just watch our video on the 15RB on the Imagine AIM line, you notice that along the sides there were little cubbies, but these actually have really deep cabinets on them. Plug-ins on both sides. Great drawers. Closet.
And we mentioned it on the other one, but full extension on the drawers, hidden hinges. Very upgraded features, especially for this size.
Oh, I've had cabinet makers buy Imagines just because of the quality of the hinge work and the cabinets themselves.
Yeah.
And then this neat little hanging, either for keys or leashes, lanyards, whatever you need right inside the door. And y'all started actually doing this whole curtain enclosure here. Yeah. Well, that's because we got a secret back behind here, right? You got, with the Murphy bed.
Still want to offer some privacy for those that want it and need it.
Queen bed. And most Murphy beds, we said in our previous video, do not fold out this flat. The mattress is not near as accommodating in terms of it always having a big hump. But this, also, if you don't like this mattress, it will accommodate a foam topper while still having your pillows and blankets all folded up inside. These awesome cubbies, blue first so you don't blind yourself at night, turning to white for your reading light, and then a neat little blue accent light to give it a super neat aesthetic up top. This all folds back.
Padded headboard, and what Hunter pointed out in there, you have the cubby holes. This whole bed assembly here with the storage is going to be standard across the Imagine lineup. You're always going to get your two cubbies,
right.
So you have 110 USB and somewhere to put a CPAP if you need that, or a glass of water.
There's actually over 8 plugins and 4 USB ports up there, and the USB ports are 12 volt as well. And in terms of 12 volt, there is solar already on this rig. Right, Joe?
Yeah, we have a 165 watt panel on the roof. The thing to remember too, I didn't mention it in the RB video, is we use an upgraded charge controller, so we're going to get about 30% more draw out of our panels. So if you're looking at somebody else that has a 200 watt panel, we're actually probably doing the same thing with our 165.
That's awesome. Yeah. And as I want to focus on something real quick, how Grand Design just maximizes every square inch. Already looked at the drawers underneath here, but shoe storage right as you come in. What a concept. A place to actually kick off. Yeah. More coat hooks, things up top. But this dinette is your third seating arrangement. And again, we're going to get into the big bunk room in the back, but you need a place to sit everybody. Mom and dad, of course, are getting the massaging heated recliners, and the non-paying guests can be either on this couch or sitting on this dinette as well. It also makes out into a bed. You don't have to tell anybody if you're worried that you're loading up too many people, because we actually got 2. We'll keep count, but now, so far we can sleep 4, and that's if you're not counting another 2 on those recliners, because if I turned on the massage and heat, I could certainly sleep there. But you see this telescoping table locks right in place. You can adjust actually how rigid it is. You don't knock your knees. Plenty of room for dessert and a very comfortable seat at the dinette, and a great TV placement. These are Roku smart TVs and tons of storage up here. You're gonna notice actually 4 USB ports under here as well. So if you had the kids crammed into this dinette, they're going to be able to still stay connected, because we know how essential that is in this day and age to keep the kids interested while they're outside. But in terms of staying connected, this monitor panel here is going to allow you to do just that. You have the ceiling light control, the exterior light control, awning slide, and you can also monitor your tanks and your battery level all from right there. You have the Bluetooth connectability though right there. That pairs with the Compass Connect app, and instead of screaming through the camper, "Hey honey, am I about to hit that tree?" while you're putting out the slide, you can be your own spotter out there watching everything. And it's just really nice in terms of keeping up with your coach. Furrion inside and outside speakers, Bluetooth, a HDMI radio, you name it. But still, great usable space up top.
Yep. And 2 things too. One is with the camera staying where it is, a calling card on Imagine 2 is, you know, we live in them, we experience them, we're constantly tweaking them. So having your primary seating area in a direct viewing angle of the TV. And the other thing that Hunter and I are really enjoying today is the cross breeze that you get from the opposing windows.
Absolutely. Now, nobody wants a crick in their neck when they're in their camper. You know, you get stuck inside on a rainy day, you don't want to be looking over to an awkward side to enjoy the TV on a movie day. Now, tons of storage here also. Tuck back and away. You can use it as your pantry.
Cereal boxes, stuff like that, but everybody makes it their own.
And the fuse panel is actually there, and what's neat about almost this entire coach is it's almost entirely accessible when the slide is in. We can actually go ahead and pull in this slide towards the end of the video to show you what is accessible, but one thing that's really important to make sure is accessible, even above the fridge, the bathroom, possibly your bed, is the fuse panel. The fuse panel, I'm not going to name other brands, but I've had used campers come in, and the slide comes in, it blows a fuse because somebody held down the button too long, and the fuse panel is back behind the slide to where you can't get to it. Now what are you going to do? And this camper, you don't have to worry about that. Everything's really accessible, but also not an eyesore. In terms of eyesore, something else you don't have on all Grand Design, there are no heat ducts anywhere in the floor. All the heat ducts are side mounted with their patented even flow heat system. And that actually does a better job of heating the space, but in terms of keeping it hot or cool, you got R40 insulation in the roof front cap, R30 in the underbelly, R7 in the walls. And this is actually a fully ducted AC, unlike the AIM, right? Because we're stepping up a little bit in terms of size. But in terms of the ductwork, and this has the RV airflow system as well. You got basically a glorified block of styrofoam up there to where it takes the entirety of your air intake and pushes it all into the ducts. It increases the air capacity about 31%, give or take. But it really does, especially in 110 degree heat, will really keep this camper cool. But in terms of something else you really need to keep cool, your food, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We got 12 volt. You ain't worrying about leaving your propane tank on and turning your truck into a Final Destination movie on this one. And y'all, we actually, I mean, I don't know if you can see this. We hooked up the battery, what, less than 10 minutes ago? There's not a battery on this, and it is already cold here. These fridges get colder a lot quicker than the old propane electric style. Have a lot bigger capacity as well, and you can actually put a full-size jug of milk, and then they're not condensating. Those old propane fins that used to freeze up along the back are just annoying. But good size microwave up top. Don't need to teach you how to use that for your popcorn. But you're actually getting an oven in this one. 3-burner cooktop. We just finished a video on the brand new AIM line. If you didn't see it, please tune into it. The AIM 15RB, and then we had Steve Cathy out in Rockwall do an awesome video on the 18BH. But look, instead of just a blank panel, huge pots and pans drawer. Hey, look, there's another 3 square inches. Grand Design's going to utilize it.
No wasted space.
Never. A little bit different countertop here, right? On 2023 models.
Change the colors a little bit.
Because these are different, right? You got the black pinstriping.
Yeah, that's all new on 2023. That was silver before, so we changed the faucet as well. We wanted everything to match. It just gives it an upgraded residential look.
And this little leaf, you do also have a roll-out sink cover that operates as a dish drying rack as well on this one. But tons of prep space here, especially for a sub 30-foot camper. And then look at all that storage back behind.
Unobstructed too.
No carpet anywhere in this camper. And this is really easy to break down. as well. And before we jump into the bathroom, I kind of want to show you the namesake of this 25 BHE so we can keep our count on the number of people we could sleep. But y'all tell me, I think you could comfortably sleep at least 4 back here. And if you have little ones, they could even double up on bunks. USB ports on every single one, lights on every single one, and plenty of storage underneath every single bunk with pull-out drawers, little cubbies for their things. And really you have so much seating space as the family's entertaining, but this is great sleeping space. And then you notice this rear door here. What's awesome about it is loading up longer things, your bikes, fishing poles. You have the industry's largest pass-through storage with the drop frame chassis that we'll get to when we go outside. But if you still need additional space, this is great with having that door at the back. But in terms of doors, all of these doors are sliding pocket doors. And so if you do have 8 plus that you're potentially sleeping in here, being able to close them off is going to really give the adults some much needed peace and quiet.
The pocket doors too is one of the things. Obviously on Imagine, quality is our calling card. A lot of people claim that. I think it's kind of what we built our reputation on. When you walk in an Imagine, you're going to notice how sturdy the floors feel. And one of the biggest differences, to be honest with you, is just how sturdy the pocket doors are. A lot of times they kind of bounce and move a little bit, but these are about as sturdy as a residential door.
And they've got a magnet on them. They stay closed really well if it's not perfectly level, unlike swinging doors that it just doesn't ever close just right. But in terms of quality, it's small things that y'all might notice unless you're in campers every day, but look at the thickness of this teddy bear mattress. You're not subjecting your kid to a lifetime of back problems. You're talking about spending a little bit of more money on a Grand Design compared to other brands. How much is back surgery going to cost you? If your kids are sleeping on just a board, like, come on, you want them to actually enjoy getting outdoors and getting camping. So get them a nicer teddy bear mattress, okay? And then coming back here to the bathroom, this in fact does have a porcelain toilet. In our AIM video, I meant plastic, but I said porcelain. Everything but the Imagine AIM line does have a porcelain toilet, not a propane toilet like I said in another video that I have problems with P words, but towel storage all the way up, and actual towel hooks. And for being a fairly compact bathroom, look what they did with these cabinets here. That's just brilliant. Being able to utilize all of that. You know, if we have a toilet paper shortage again, everybody loses their mind. You have enough to escape and get away. And again, the Imagine is actually designed, built, insulated, and warranted to be lived in full time. And so, again, a family of 8 living in here, a little extreme, but those of you who are wanting to escape a little bit, you could certainly make do. This is a lot of space and a lot of storage in a 30-footer. Stainless sink and the same black hardware. Now, if you're unfamiliar with these showers, plenty of shower head, or plenty of shower height here, a little bit different shower head, and then the shower screens, antimicrobial, has a squeegee on the inside here. And the nice part about this compared to glass that I like to show off is it's not as restrictive. If you're broader shoulders, you can actually move around in here and don't worry about the kids tearing it up. Joe's more dramatic than me. He likes to take out his keys and attack them. It's got a 3-year warranty on it, so don't pay it in mind. Now, in terms of warranties, we do have a full 1-year, essentially hitch to bumper warranty, 3-year structural, 5 years on the axles, wheels, and tires, 18 years on the roof membrane, and 5 years on the automotive grade decals on the outside. But let's jump into some of the features on the outside. This thing's got an awesome outside kitchen, great storage, and if you're unfamiliar with some of the bones of the Imagine line, we can touch on that outside. So come on, follow us. We are outside of this awesome 2023 Grand Design Imagine 25 BHE. This is an Imagine XLS line, so it doesn't have the molded fiberglass front cap of the full-blown Imagine. Make it a little bit lighter weight. They're actually using the same 40-gauge aluminum that has a great reputation on their Transcend line up here. Still R40 insulated, still has the thermofoil. Exactly. Right, still 4 seasons rated. But in terms of staying 4 seasons rated, let's come back around to this side because you actually have your fully enclosed pump station here. Heated. You have a hot and cold shower out here. Your tanks or your hoses run right up underneath, and whether or not you are going to fill up your fresh tank or be connected to pressurized city water, all you have to do is flip that dial. In terms of flipping dials, to make sure the solar is going to make sure that your batteries aren't going to go dead. But if you haven't covered storage and you're going to leave it for a long period of time, hit that battery kill switch. You're going to be able to still operate the slides when you come back. And then you do have motion sense lights on both sides with a tire pressure monitor system so that you can make sure, especially if you're bringing along potentially 8, that all the precious cargo that you have on board is safe and that you're not going to withstand any blowouts. But that drop frame chassis is awesome in terms of the height that you get under here. Solid fully laminated R7 insulated slides.
Fully walkable too.
Yeah, they can support 250 pounds. Thank you for pointing that out. Few campers even have a walkable roof, but it's really a testament of Grand Design's build quality, the fact that the slide roof can support 250 pounds. That's remarkable. Well, to come on back here, all Grand Designs, except for the AIM line, do have Goodyear endurance tires. Again, a 5-year warranty, 1 year, no questions asked on that. On this side, you do have a good amount of storage here.
No wasted space. You know, when we're doing a bunk model, we got space to burn, and we're going to take advantage of it because everybody wants to bring a few more things.
Oh, especially if you're going to be sleeping this many people, they're all going to come with their things. There's something we didn't touch on the inside, but it's a huge selling feature now, are these tankless water heaters. I mean, you're speaking to how efficient they are.
Yeah, I mean, as far as, you know, how much water they can put out, they do run off of gas purely. They can put out about 144 gallons of hot water an hour. And let's just say you did leave a couple faucets and you really wanted to test that out, you probably would only burn a pound, maybe 1.5 pounds of gas doing that the whole time.
That's incredible, because that's the whole name of the game, right? Conserve your propane. You got 2 big 20-pound bottles on the front, really easy to exchange. But that kind of propane consumption. The other thing is, this is a bunk model. The odds are you are going to have little ones in here. This tankless water heater, you can set the temperature to a safer 84 degrees instead of a scalding hot gas electric water heater, but it will get as hot as 125 degrees. So where if you're really wanting to get the shower toasty, you can still do it. But in terms of being able to get up on that slide and walk it, you got the door right there, or the ladder right here. The door distracted me, sorry, that we can load everything up into. A spray port back here, but that's going to accent this awesome outside kitchen that we have. And see, the reason why we got manufacturer reps is even guys like me who are in these every single day, we're just pulling out these awesome griddle 3 temperature zone cooktops. But what'd you show me earlier?
Well, it's a splash guard. A lot of people want to cook outside because they're making bacon or something like that. And we put all this nice actual real wood like we do throughout the whole camper back here. So we don't want you getting hot oil on that. So you put a splash guard in there just so, you know, you're containing the mess where you want it to be.
That's awesome. And again, the beer Dr. Pepper fridge, that's the RV Hunter line here for the state of Texas. But really it accents that 12-volt fridge inside very nicely. And this whole cooktop goes right back inside seamlessly. Close it off. These decals look very sharp. They've been stylized on the recent late 22s, 23s. Again, the Goodyear tires on this side. Your black tank flush is on this side because of the positioning of the bathroom, but that's essential to have. It has an oscillator and it's going to keep any residual gunk or smells from staying in the black tank, help you purge it thoroughly. Also outside TV connection and outlets, because I believe that bunk room actually had a TV.
Yeah,
right, Bennett?
It's got a TV place.
And so having a TV backer there, what you could do if you're wanting to get those kids are driving you crazy in that bunk room, that sliding pocket door still isn't doing the trick in terms of you keeping your sanity inside. Well, our parts department has an awesome TV mount. It has one mount with 2 backers. We can put one backer here, one in the bunk room. Whenever you want them to be outside, you take it right off the wall, put it here, but when it's ready to go to bed at night or hit the road and keep camping, you put it right back inside. But in terms of everybody staying comfortable out here, you have this massive, down the full length of it, and it's awning, and it's actually black awning fabric on both sides, so you get leaves rolled up in there, it's not getting musty, mildewed, nice LED strip, outside speakers as well, and then the last port here, that's your furnace exhaust, and then you do have a place to gravity fill on the fresh tank as well, because again, you got upwards of, 43 gallons of fresh water on this guy, and in terms of being able to dump, something we were talking about before the video, I don't know if you want to point it out, Joe, but it's a pretty remarkable feature.
Well, down underneath the white there, that piping, it's a 1 1/4 inch low point drain. Most manufacturers, that's going to be PEC plumbing or something about that size. You know, that's one of those things that nobody knows to look for. Nobody would really know to ask, but it will change your camping experience. If you got a full tank and you want to dump it out, you can do it in 2 minutes with a 1 1/4 inch opening. If you're down to a PEC pipe, I mean, how long would that take?
3 hours. And for those of you who are unfamiliar, why would I do that, right? Why would I want to dump my tank? If you are taking the family to higher elevation areas and you start hitting those higher RPMs and you're not wanting to throw kids, the wife, or luggage overboard just to make it to the destination, you dumping the fresh tank, you're going to be able to really lighten the load, because 43 gallons, that's a massive fresh tank, and that's 8 pounds per gallon. So So you're talking about dumping over almost 300 pounds to really lighten the load, but also whether or not you're winterizing, you're wanting to dump that tank quickly so you can start that whole process, or it's just important to keep that water fresh in there. You don't want it just sitting stagnant. That's going to allow you to dump it more often and not just wait for those little red and blue PEX lines to just drain all day, because that's about how long it would take, truly. But it's a really nice feature, and again, that's what Grand Design does. They go that extra step above and beyond the things that you're not even going to notice, but that are really going to improve your overall usability, because there's how many Grand Design road advocates out there. I mean, people on the road using these things every day to live in full time, take their families on trips. It's our most premier brand, and again, the Grand Design Imagine has been the hottest selling travel trailer for 6 years running, and you can see why, but also a good portion of it's y'all service, right, in terms of where you go.
Well, exactly. You know, when we talk about warranty, you know, people are going to compare 1 year to 3 year and all this. At the end of the day, it's what's approved and what's paid. One thing that, you know, was, I thought, amazing when I came to Grand Design, a third of what we pay out on warranty is goodwill. Right. It's stuff that's not covered.
Sure.
Because if we treat our customers right when they're having a bad day, they're never going to have a reason to shop around. They're going to come back and stay in the family.
What's that hashtag? GDRV for life. And that's really their mentality. They know that if they treat you right on this model, you can actually work your way up to the next Imagine that we're going to focus, if you stay tuned, in our 3210 BH floor plan. It's a full-blown Imagine. So if you're ready for it, we're going to take a few steps up above that 30-foot range to the full-blown solid slam doors, that high-end Imagine line, and compare it to this model, because there's a big demand of bunk models right now, and there's a huge demand for campers, period, and it's only going to get worse, and our selection is at an all-time high. So I really encourage y'all to tune into this video, come and see us at any of our 5 locations.